y'all. Today I'm sharing our sausage pinwheel recipe. We had bought the Sister Schubert's brand from the store and decided to make our own. We tried dozens of different recipes for cinnamon roll type dough, and this is by far the best one. It's light, fluffy, and tender. One thing that sets this dough apart and makes it great and is different than most is that it uses the sponge and dough method. This is a two-step bread making process that yields better volume and texture of the finished product, and it has a longer shelf life. Don't let that scare you though. It's just as easy as any other kind of dough. It's just an added step. You can make this by hand, in a bread machine, or a stand mixer. For the sponge, we need a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of a neutral flavored oil, and milk. Milk contains enzymes and proteins that inhibit the yeast growth, so you need to scald the milk. Or an easy trick to skip that step is just to use water and powdered milk. That's what we're going to do. So we need 2 cups of warm water around 110 to 115 degrees, a half a cup of instant non-fat dry milk, and the rest of the ingredients are 4 cups of all-purpose flour and a tablespoon of yeast. Mix this until it's well incorporated and it's going to be very wet. Cover it and let it rest until it's doubled in size. The sponge step is super important. If you skip this step, it will not be as soft and fluffy of a dough. Once the sponge has doubled in size, we need to add the dough ingredients. We need 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Mix all this together until it's well incorporated and is smooth and not shaggy or stringy or grainy. You may need to add more flour, but only add enough to where you can make a ball with the dough. It's okay if it leaves a little bit of residue on your fingers. As long as you can make a ball, it's fine. Then place it in a greased bowl and cover it and let it rest until it's doubled in size. This dough is amazing. After it's been baked, you can freeze it and then thaw it, and it's just as good as the day you made it, which is really hard to do with bread. While the dough is rising, cook a pound of sausage on medium to medium-high heat until it's fully cooked. You don't have to worry about making it into small pieces. I'm going to show you how I do that in just a moment. A simple trick to get your sausage into tiny little pieces, just like the store-bought Pinwheels, is to put it through the food processor. It chops it into tiny little pieces that makes it a whole lot easier to evenly distribute it all over the dough. Once the dough has doubled in size, transfer it to a silicone mat and roll it out into about an 18 by 12 inch rectangle. You should let the sausage cool. We were pressed for time and put the sausage straight from the skillet to the food processor and then straight on the dough, and it made the dough super soft and difficult to work with, but they turned out just as good in the end. Top your dough evenly with the sausage, and if you're making smaller pinwheels, cut it in half lengthwise. Roll it up and slice it 1 inch thick if you want the smaller rolls, or you can just cut them into 12 big rolls. Place them on a greased pan about 1 inch apart, and you can even make fun designs like little Christmas trees or wreaths. Just have fun with it. Cover it and let them rise until they're doubled in size. These are good as a breakfast, a snack. You can have them with dinner, but they're traditionally served as an hors d'oeuvre or finger food or party food. You can also jazz it up quite a bit just by serving it with varying syrups or sauces or gravies like maple syrup, and you can get different fruit syrups like blueberry, raspberry, and strawberry, or you can do different gravies. Our favorite is a white gravy. And you can experiment with different sausage too. They make mild, medium, and hot, or Italian, or even turkey sausage. Once they've doubled in size, I bake them in my air fryer convection oven at 300 degrees for 5 minutes. Turn them and bake them 4 more minutes until they're golden brown. Your baking time and temperature may vary depending upon the appliance that you're using. Cool them a few minutes and serve them warm. We hope you'll enjoy this recipe as much as we do. The recipe, as well as a link to the printable version of the recipe, will be in the description below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye!